Yes, we're back, and this is an absolute random video just because international football's just crap. Crap. It's crap if you're from Northern Ireland, it's crap if you're a Republic of Ireland fan. It's just crap. But before I get into the video, I'll show you a bit of this here. Player Fit have done up this gear for us, and it's fantastic. And if anybody would be interested in any of this stuff, leave a comment in the video. This is an out of the blue video. Or should that be out of the green? International football. I follow international football closely, and I classify myself as an Ireland fan. Okay. I follow Northern Ireland's results, watch the games, keep an eye on the players. So, look, anyone wants to have a dig at me for that now, leave it in the comments. Look, as for Oisín, when Oisín plays FIFA and he creates himself, he puts himself as Northern Irish, it's his choice. I'm not going to push him to support Ireland, support Northern Ireland, because you know what? It's up to him. And he follows the Irish team too. So why do I support Ireland and not Northern Ireland? And no one will know this unless you've talked to me about it outside of this here. It's nothing to do with politics at all, which might surprise you. The reason why I support Ireland is because of something that happened in 1990. Okay? So I was 9 years old and I loved my football, and this is confession time, my goodness. I was a Liverpool fan. See that wee photo there? That's me. I'm outing myself. Anyway, they had loads of players at the World Cup. They had players playing for Ireland, players playing for England. Most of them, I think they had a couple of Scottish players. So I was watching the Ireland-England games, and then something happened. Ireland were playing the Dutch. They were 1-0 down, and they took this boy off the bench, and he was called Niall Quinn. Right? The second I seen that name, 9-year-old boy, I was like, oh my God, he's the same name as me. And what happens? Peaky Bonner boots a ball up the pitch, and it's actually ran around the Northern Ireland top when I was a wee boy as well. Like, my mum got me one from the charity shop. There you go. When Big Quinny came along, I ditched Liverpool. Liverpool had broken my heart in 1989. Arsenal last minute goal, they won the league. Michael Thomas. Any Liverpool fans of a certain age will know that there. But I remember I was like 8 or 9 years old, it broke my heart. And anyway, Niall Quinn comes along the next year, goes to Man City. I'm like, Mummy, can I have a Man City top? So I ended up with a Man City top, number 9 in the back of it. And then he went to Sunderland. So I was like, nah, City, you're gone, went to Sunderland. And I've ended up with Sunderland. I love Sunderland because Sunderland sort of remind me a wee bit of myself, the way that they're just the way they are. It's hard to explain. Your football club represents you, doesn't it? With your English club anyway. Your home club represents you from your town. Anyway. That's the background on why I am Ireland over Northern Ireland. But as I say, I still follow Northern Ireland, watch the games, want to see them do well. Love that there's former Irish League players in the squad. So what's this video about? Well, both teams are crap. They've had horrendous qualifying campaigns for the Euros. Neither nation seems to have a group of players and management that can qualify for a major tournament at the minute. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to trigger people, I'm going to pick an all-Ireland team that could maybe win a game or two against decent opposition. Okay? Look at Scotland. Scotland are flying. England are flying. Wales are doing Wales do. They seem to just have this sort of knack of being able to do stuff at the minute. Northern Ireland can't, Ireland can't. So I am going to pick my 1 to 11. I'm going to pick a manager. I'm going to pick subs. Again, this is just my opinion. It's a bit of crack. There's nothing sectarian. There's nothing political about it. It's just a bit of crack, my opinion. Okay? So we're going to start off. We need a manager, okay? In the green corner, Michael O'Neill, the first manager since Billy Bingham to lead Northern Ireland to a major tournament. A man who led Shamrock Rovers to their first league title in 16 years back in 2010. Took the Northern Ireland job in 2011, and in 2016, well, the Kings of Leon gave Northern Ireland fans a night they will never forget at the Euros. In the other green corner, Stephen Kenny. Kenny took over the Ireland team after Mick McCarthy's tenure ended. Due to COVID, he ended up starting his reign playing a Nations League game and then a playoff semi-final to get into the Euros. They were beat 4-2 in penalties by Slovakia. Kenny has had an illustrious career as a League of Ireland manager, and he won the league with Bows and Dundalk, and he replaced O'Neill at Rovers. He had a nightmare there. He ended up getting sacked, which led him to take the reins at Dundalk. So, who am I going to choose here? There's only one man I would choose between the two of them. Michael O'Neill. Michael guided Northern Ireland to their first major tournament since 1986. He got a nation believing and coming together. The scenes in France with the Ireland and Northern Ireland fans mixing and having a crack did more for Irish politics than the last 20 years of the Shinners or the DUP in office or out of office. There you go, our manager's Michael O'Neill. Goalkeeper. This was easy. Okay? The choices: Peacock, Farrell, Hazard, Bazunu and Kelleher. Right? Straight away, Peacock, Farrell and Hazard. Nah, not good enough. Everybody knows it. It's maybe the best that Northern Ireland have. Not good enough. So, the dogfight: Bazunu, Kelleher. And none of them are world class, okay? Bazunu, first choice at Southampton. Last year, his first choice ended up being dropped. Now he's back first choice keeper this year. Kelleher, backup keeper at Liverpool. He's actually won trophies, but he's only made 23 appearances in 6 years at the club. Kelleher needs to be a number one choice keeper. If he's not a number one choice keeper, he shouldn't be a number one choice for his country. As simple as that there. So, our goalkeeper, Bazunu. Right back. Straight on the right back. This was the easiest of the whole team to pick for me. Trey Hume, straight away. Nobody else. There's not another player that comes close to him for Northern Ireland at the minute. The way he plays the game, his attitude on the ball, he's fantastic. He wants to drive forward. He's an ex-Irish League player. He's got more heart than anyone else in that Northern Ireland team. In the Republic, you've Coleman, who's been out injured. He's a bad injury. He's done as far as international football goes, so I kind of consider him. And you've Doherty. And Doherty isn't the player we dreamed he'd be. He makes mistakes. There's no consistency. So Trey Hume is the right back. I think that's simple. Such a simple choice. Okay? Go on the centre backs. Right? I could and I should say Johnny Evans. He's 35. He's vastly experienced. He reads the game. Marshals the defence. You know what? He's in. He's in. Of course he's in. First choice centre back. I don't care if he's 35. He's a Rolls Royce of a player. He stepped back into the Man United team in 2023, and he just doesn't look out of place. Although Man United haven't been great, he can still do it at international level, and I think there's another year or two left in him. I think he's the best centre back on the island. So there we go. First centre back, Johnny Evans. Second centre back is harder. Okay? Go through the players that I see. Dan Ballard, a unit. Good player. He's one of the best centre backs in the English Football League. He threw himself through a brick wall. Owen Toole at Bolton, League One. Former Armagh City and Derry City player who's made the step up. You've got Kieran Brown, who's at Oxford in League One. In the Ireland squad, Shane Duffy, Dara O'Shea, Liam Scales, John Egan, Nathan Collins. Might be another one or two, but there's not really anyone that stands out there. So, how do I pick a second centre back? I want somebody who plays regularly at a high level for starters. Okay, so we look. Dan Ballard plays in the Championship. Okay, the league down from the Premier League. He plays alongside Hume, Trey Hume. They have a good relationship. Okay, we've got Toole. He's got the potential, but whilst he's in League One, he's not playing against top class strikers. So I'm not picking him. He's not in my starting 11. Duffy. Oh, Duffy's done. Okay, again, he'll throw himself through a brick wall. But time and time again, he gets caught out. He does things. You've seen when he went to Celtic, he was an absolute bomb scare with a team that wants to dominate a game. Um, and he's in his 30s now, and he's had a good time with the Republic. He's had plenty of caps. Get Nathan Collins, plays regular Premier League football at Brentford. Last season he was at Wolves, and he's still young. Got skills. Forced his way into the Celtic team. He's a combination of an old school defender and a composed player rolled into one. He'll throw his body in the line, but when in possession, he always looks to pass the ball. John Egan, 30 years old, plays Premier League football with Sheffield United. Look, to me, he's always like a squad player. He doesn't stand out. He's not Maldini or anyone like. You've got Darrell O'Shea. So he moved from West Brom to Burnley in the summer, but he hasn't getting regular time at Burnley this season. So the choice here for me was between Liam Scales at Celtic and Dan Ballard at Sunderland. Who plays at the higher level? Scales is playing Champions League football. Dan Ballard's playing Championship football. The Scottish Premier League, bar Rangers, Celtic, is it any better than Championship level? So I'm going with Dan Ballard. Big Dan Ballard. He's playing in the Championship with Sunderland. He's an absolute unit of a man. He's young. He's got all the attributes to be a really, really good defender. And then left back. Left back was hard here. Left back, it's a straight toss-up between Manning, who plays for Southampton in Ireland, and Jamal Lewis. Both play in the Championship, both like to get forward, neither are really young. And to be honest with you, I haven't seen enough of Manning playing. So for that reason, I'm going for Jamal Lewis. Now, this is mad. Back four is a Northern Ireland back four. And Northern Ireland don't concede many goals. So I'm actually quite content that I've picked them four. So there you go. We've got a Republic of Ireland keeper and a Northern Ireland back four. So I didn't expect that before I started looking at them. Really didn't. So formation wise, we're going to go here with a 4-3-3 4-5-1. Okay. So we're going to go for three centre midfielders with two holders, or what I would see as two holders. And the first name in the team sheet would, for me, be Stephen Davis. I think Stephen Davis is done. He's a bad injury. He hasn't played this season. Don't know when he's going to get back. He's not getting any younger. So I'm ruling the best player out because I don't know if he is the best player anymore. There you go. The midfielders. Northern Ireland have stacks of midfielders. Republic of Ireland have stacks of midfielders. Okay? I'll go through a list of ones that I compiled, and there's probably more I missed. Got Saville, Lyons, Isaac Price, Shea Charles, Jordan Thompson, Stuart Dallas, Paddy McNair. Ireland, Josh Cullen, Jason Knight, Will Smallbone, Alan Brown, Jason Malumbi, Jamie McGrath. Probably missed some here, but these are the ones that I always see sort of who should be playing in them centre roles. Okay? This is where both teams have their issues. Neither team has a really, really strong centre midfield. That, most important part of the team, isn't it? So here we go. First name for me, Stuart Dallas. Prior to injury, probably the first name in the team sheet for club and country. I don't need to even say much about him. He's just a fantastic footballer. Okay? And then alongside him, I've gone for Josh Cullen. Why Josh Cullen? Well, Josh Cullen's a player who Vincent Kompany rates. For that reason alone, Cullen starts for me. Vincent Kompany has played at the highest level of the game. He knows football. And he had him at Anderlecht. And he brought him to Burnley. So Josh Cullen is in there. Now, should mention Charles. Okay, Charles makes the bench for me. And it's only because he's a young player. But he's got so much potential. And I think he's probably a future of Northern Ireland in midfield. And I think he's probably the present the way things are going. So anyway, we need a third midfielder. And a third midfielder for me, I like a midfielder who's almost box to box. Not quite a number 10. but can play as a number 10. So a player who's impressed me is Will Smallbone. Okay? Played that role at Stoke that I'm talking about, breaking, like Stoke are a counter-attacking team, and he's able to break forward. And he's gone to Southampton. Northern Ireland also have a few players. They've got McNair, but McNair has been moved positions that much that you don't know what his best position is. There's also the likes of Brad Lyons, who's just come into the Northern Ireland squad. And a left field shout for this, probably Connor Bradley, because he's that good he could play there. But I am going with Will Smallbone. Very good player. Very good player. And I can't see anyone who's better than him for the way that my team wants to play. So, wide men. Okay, both nations have loads of wide men. This is actually a hard one. We've got McMenamin, we've got Smith, who's come in the Northern Ireland squad. Irish League fans know all about the two of them. We've got Ogbenny for Ireland. We've got Mickey Johnson. We've got Connor Bradley. They're the standouts. There's loads of other players, squad players, fillers. They're standouts. They're starters. Okay, so I'm going to straight in there. Connor Bradley plays on the right. No doubt about that. Connor Bradley, fit Connor Bradley, plays on the right. Okay, he's not fit at the minute. He's injury. He's a bad injury, but he plays on the right. He's a young man. He's a standout. And on the left, Mickey Johnson. Mickey Johnson hasn't even had game time for Celtic this season, and if he has, it's very little. But my God, and he plays for Ireland. He is just a world apart. He creates. He can take on anyone. He can drop the shoulder. He's absolutely superb. I don't even have to justify that much more. Those two quality players. And that brings us to the front man. The front man, there only is one front man. He's a young man, comes from the League of Ireland. Man's now playing for Brighton. He's called Evan Ferguson, and he can go to the top of the game. He's big, he's strong, he's mobile, knows where the net is, playing regular Premier League football. He's also getting experience in Europe. So that's a no-brainer. For Northern Ireland, up top, there's just problems. Northern Ireland don't have a goal scorer. You know, Washington, McGuinness, no. Boycey retired. They don't have players who are at that level. They're not there. You know, who was the last player they had who regularly score goals at that level? Is it Healy? Where's Lavery? Lavery's injured. He's always injured. But anyway, Evan Ferguson's miles above any of them. So, another player that should be mentioned is Adaya for Ireland. Or Ida. I don't know. It's Adaya, I think it is. When Ireland played the Dutch, he gave Virgil van Dijk an absolutely torrid time, but he's not getting into the starting 11 because Ferguson's miles ahead. So here we go. The starting 11, Bazunu in goals, Trey Hume, Dan Ballard, Johnny Evans, Jamal Lewis. Midfield, Connor Bradley, Stuart Dallas, Josh Cullen, Mickey Johnson, and Smallbone playing in that sort of area in front of them. And up front, Ferguson. Now, out of that team, I have 6 Northern Ireland players and 5 Republic of Ireland players. I'm a Republic of Ireland fan more than Northern Ireland. So I'm surprised by what I've come up with there. But I've done it based on what I've seen from players playing international level and obviously the Sunderland influence with the Sunderland players. And that's what I've gone for. But we also have to mention our bench, right? This is the next 11. Charles, midfielder who's gone to Southampton. Adaya, Nathan Collins, Ogbenny, Smith, excellent field player. McMenamin, excellent touring player. Kelleher, goalkeeper. Manning, McNair, Toll, and Liam Scales. So, I might have left out someone who you like. See whoever I've left out. Put it in the comments, right? And if you can be bothered, put your all-island team in the comments. Let's see what we can come up with. And don't put 11 Northern Ireland players or 11 Republic of Ireland players because, let's be honest, there isn't 11 Ireland players who are better than 11 Northern Ireland players and vice versa. So look, it's a bit of fun off the back of an absolutely tragic Euros qualifying campaign. Let's be honest, it's been brutal. The two teams have only beat the two bottom teams in the group. That's where we're at. So the one thing I think we can all agree on is that both teams are muck. So there you go. Bit of crack, bit of chat, and international football absolutely sucks. So I'm supporting Scotland in the Euros. Look, if you like the video, leave comments, like, subscribe, do everything, and we'll keep going. And next week, I am hoping that I'm going to do a Irish League catch-up show. I've got somebody lined up. We're going to chat. We're going to have a bit of crack. We're going to talk about their career in football and stuff like that there. So, yeah. Cheers, lads.